Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. First of all, I feel like this video is long overdue. I've been so bad about updating on my Accutane journey on YouTube this month. I'll get into it a little bit later, but if you're new here, welcome. My name is Liliana, and I kind of post a little bit of everything. Lifestyle, makeup, food, whatever it is, I like to record it and I like to edit it and put cute music over it, and I feel like that pretty much sums up my page. Okay, so before I get into the specific questions that I asked on my Instagram, I just want to update you on just my Accutane journey in general. So I was on Accutane for the second time now. The first time when I was on it, I got off of it early because of the fact that I just like mentally could not do it. I don't know, the first time it was just so intense mentally, and towards the end I just felt like it was too much for me, so I got off of it. And the second time around, thank God, I was able to finish it completely, no complications, everything was okay all the way through, and I'm so grateful for that. So I'm officially off Accutane. I finished it completely. We did 5 months, 50 milligrams. I was doing 30 in the morning and 20 at night, and she's done. She's over, and I'm really happy with how my skin looks now. It definitely made some big changes during this process. And the reason I think that the first time was way harder for me than this time was because of the fact that the first time I went on it, and I went on birth control at the same time for the very first time. So looking back, Accutane, birth control, all at once for the first time. My body was probably in shock, like completely. Looking back, I think it was more birth control that was messing with me rather than Accutane. And this time around, I signed a waiver saying that I was not going to do birth control and I would remain abstinent for the 5 months, and that was okay. And I feel like that is a much healthier route for my body. Obviously everybody is different, but for me personally, I just thought that getting off birth control and then getting on it again just to eventually get off of it would be too much for me, and I did not want to be on birth control again. So I chose that route, and I'm so thankful that I did, because I feel like this process was a lot easier than the first. So here are some clips of what my skin looked like before going on Accutane again. I had a lot of acne on my jaw area again, like I always have in my life, and it just came back and it was going towards like my cheeks again. And here are some clips and pictures of what my skin looks like now. And I think that my skin will continue to heal and will continue to look better, because I know that Accutane kind of stays in your system for a bit and keeps on working on your skin. So I'm hopeful that this is the last time that I go on Accutane and that my skin will continue to heal and get better. I'm so happy. Okay, second update. I know the first time I went on Accutane, I did such a good job about updating every night, and I would do monthly posts. But this time around, I was doing it until the second month, because on the third month we traveled a little bit, and I just feel like that completely changed my schedule, and I fell off of doing it every day then, and then I just kind of gave up, and I just felt like it was a task. And also, honestly, I felt like I wasn't seeing results, so I was getting really frustrated, and I didn't even have like the motivation to record. So I am sorry if you were looking forward to those videos. Okay, so the first question I'm looking at that I think will be good to answer is, how long did it take to start seeing results? Which I was just talking about how I felt like so unmotivated because of the fact that I wasn't seeing results. Looking back at the process, honestly, I feel like it wasn't until my last month where I was like, okay, my skin looks a lot more clear. But in the grand scheme of things, I would say month 3 was when things started to get better. From month 1 to month 3, I think my skin was just constantly breaking out, and I just would get huge cystic pimples, and they were big. And I think that was just the purging process. And comparing that to my first round of Accutane, it was so different, because I don't know, I just think that Accutane just started working for me right off the bat. So the second time around, it's kind of interesting to see the different process of it. I think that just goes to show, like, everyone's body is different, and one person might start seeing results in month 1 and you might not see results till month 4. But don't worry if that's the case, if you're not seeing results until later, because it will work. You just need to give it time. Everybody's different, so don't compare your Accutane journey to somebody else's and start freaking out, because that's what I started to do, and it was like a really draining time, because I was so frustrated with my skin. I was so frustrated with the fact that I was doing Accutane again and I wasn't seeing results, and I was really scared, and just adding that stress to my body on top of Accutane was just not good. So yeah, this time around, not till later, and that's okay, because I'm so happy with the way my skin looks now. and I know that it's just going to continue to get better, which is really exciting. Okay, so another person asked if I dealt with these things already, did my anxiety or depression get heightened? So I consider myself an anxious person. I think that especially like as I get older, I feel like I get a little bit more anxious. These past months, I do think that I've been a little bit more anxious than normal, and that's why I feel like I'm saying as I get older, because these past months I've felt like it. But what's really important for me is to be able to separate like when I get anxious, why I'm feeling anxious. I try to like really dissect my thoughts and like if it feels logical or if it seems logical. And Trent, my boyfriend, is really helpful in that aspect. Like I will talk to him, and just being able to talk through my feelings and why I'm feeling that way and kind of separate like what's real and what's not real, what's kind of just getting in my head, is so important to me. So I would say, yeah, my anxiety has been a little bit more heightened lately, but it hasn't been anything to where I feel like is unbearable, because last time I know what my limits were. I know what I could take and what I felt like I couldn't take. This time around, it's totally like, it was totally doable. I just knew that whenever I started to feel that way, I needed to talk about that with somebody. Yeah, I feel like accutane can scare a lot of people because of that specific reason, and obviously a lot of other reasons, but I feel like that's one for me that kind of freaked me out because I just didn't want to feel that way again. There's somebody that you can like check in with and kind of just express or like let out any feelings you need to let out. Just find a space for that, because I think that is a really healthy way to get through Accutane and will make this experience a lot easier. Somebody asked me the pros and cons of being on Accutane and the side effects I experienced. So we'll start off with the pros and cons. Right off the bat, okay, pro number one, you think I'm going to say clear skin, although amazing pro. Pro number one, my hair, this is me personally. Obviously, everybody's experience is different. I know a lot of people like have even lost hair. Thank God that wasn't the case for me. My hair, you know, Accutane dries you out. So your scalp is super, super, super dry. I had dandruff in the first few months. Now my body just kind of got used to it. But since my scalp is so dry, since I'm not producing oils, my hair does not get oily. Like these past 6 months, or these past 5 months, I've been washing my hair like once a week, and I haven't even been needing to on that 1 week mark, but I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, I should probably wash my hair. I only have to wash my hair once a week, and that is just so nice to me. Pro number two, obviously my skin has been clear. Con number one, my lips. That was what I was dreading, to be honest. A few things, but that was one of the things that I was dreading. Having like cracked lips, and my lips are so dry, and it gets to the point where like the sides of your mouth are bleeding. Like your lips dry out so much, and it's not fun at all. I hated it. Aquaphor, this girly right here, she has been my bestie for these past 5 months. Like I go nowhere without her. She is so perfect to me. Another thing, which I kind of just talked about, but in the beginning my scalp was so dry, and it burned, it itched, it was so itchy. But I went to Target and I bought rosemary oil by the brand, I think it's pronounced Mielle, and that helped a ton. So in the beginning what I would do is I would just like do a night treatment before I would wash my hair. So I would just put rosemary oil on my scalp and kind of like gently massage it through, and I think that helped my scalp a little bit. And I feel like I've seen a lot of people talk about rosemary oil in general, because I guess it's really good for your hair, so it's a win. So I can't really complain. I feel like these 5 months went by so fast, and all those side effects that I experienced were very temporary, thank goodness. So I'm really happy about it. Okay, somebody asked good moisturizers to use. I know last time I was a big Clinique girly, but this time around I approached things a little bit differently. I really wish I would have started using Snail mucin, but before I started using it, because it wasn't till the end, but it has helped my skin so much. So I can tell you 2 products that I think you should try. Snail mucin, it's the Cosrx brand, Snail mucin. Putting it on at night, it's important to do it when your face is wet, so maybe you wash your face and you let it get like a little bit dry, but it's still kind of damp. Putting on the Snail mucin and then putting on moisturizer, that was just like the perfect combination for me, and I'm still doing that, and I feel like my skin has been so happy. This is a moisturizer that I've been using a lot. This is the Parnell gel cream. They are Korean skincare, and their gel cream, you guys know I love a good gel moisturizer. This is what it looks like. I'm like running low, but this is so good. You can get it on their website. This is the brand, Parnell. Amazing. And if you can find a good overnight mask, oh my gosh, also the Neutrogena Hydro Boost line with the face mask, you can get it at Target for like $3. They sell them individually. Those were a big save for me as well. They really hydrated my skin, and I would try to do them at night, just really when my skin felt super dry, because I did get very flaky on my chin area. I kind of forgot about that, but I mean, I was still a dry girly, but I wasn't as dry as I would have been if I hadn't used those products. So those 3 things, obviously Aquaphor on your lips and just like on anything that's super dry. If you're looking for good moisturizers and you're looking for something to hydrate your skin, that is my recommendation. Oh my gosh, oops, I just forgot another side effect that I experienced, but once again, it was during like the first few months when I think my body was trying to adjust to Accutane. I don't know, my eyes just got so dry that in the inner corner, like it was like sore some days, and I would get, what are they called? Oh, a sty. I got a few styes, and I read that it was normal, but if it was getting to a point where it was like happening consistently, then I should go to the ophthalmologist. I just used eye drops and it would go away. I think my eyes were just so dry. A lot of questions also asking about if I'm scared that my acne will come back. Yeah, I am. That's a big fear, especially being on Accutane twice. Like, it's like, okay, I don't know. I can just hope for the best, and I know that I finished my treatment this time, and that I've really been trying my best. I'm starting to take vitamins and my supplements that'll hopefully regulate my body and kind of just help it out. So fingers crossed that my acne doesn't come back severely. I'm okay with if like I get a few pimples, that's fine. Like, I'm okay with that. But if it's to the point where it's painful and like just under my skin and it's distracting me from my everyday tasks like it was, like I can't do that. It's scary. Obviously, I feel like that's a big fear for anybody that has gone on Accutane, is your acne coming back, and it's possible. I totally know that it's possible. So normal to relapse. I feel like it happens to a lot of people, but I'm gonna hope that I am not one of those people, because I already have been through it one time, so it's draining. I feel like Accutane is draining in general, and so is acne, so I'm hoping that that's not the case for me. Somebody said, was it worth it? My dermatologist wants to put me on it, but I'm a little nervous. Okay, so I'm not here to like promote Accutane and just like be like, everybody needs to go on Accutane, like you need to try it, because honestly, there are a lot of risks that come with Accutane, and there are a lot of potential side effects. Like, it's a big deal, and I completely understand it's a big decision. Before I went on Accutane the first time around, I was contemplating it for like legit a whole year, and my face was the worst it could have been, and I just like didn't want to do Accutane because I was so scared of the potential side effects of it. I do think personally that a lot of people on the internet lately have a lot to say about Accutane without knowing the way that the person that is on Accutane is feeling, because nobody can ever understand what it's like to have horrible acne to the point where you feel hopeless unless you have experienced something similar to that or have experienced that. The desperation that comes with acne, I feel like, and just those painful cysts and just having to experience that and never being able to escape it, like, you are not alone and your feelings are valid. I would just like to like put that out there. Like, don't let anybody on the internet judge you or anybody in general about your decision to go on Accutane, because at the end of the day, it is your body, it is your decision, and if you understand the side effects and you understand the risks and that outweighs the way that you're feeling, then you should go on Accutane. It's really important to consider and read through all the potential side effects. Just understand that there is a lot of fear mongering, I feel like. Unless you have spoken to somebody that has gone through Accutane, or a dermatologist or a healthcare professional. So for the short answer, was it worth it for me? Yes. I've been through 2 rounds of Accutane now, and I've gotten to points where I've just felt so desperate, and I have been in a very unhappy and painful place because of my acne, and I wouldn't do it differently. I am thankful to say that my experience with Accutane has not been the worst ever, and I have had very minimal side effects, and I'm so thankful for that. So I would say it's worth it for me, but it's really up to you to consider the side effects and consider what could potentially happen and understand what is being put into your body to make that decision, you know. The big deciding factor for me when I finally decided to go on it was honestly when my boyfriend came into my life. He was very supportive of whatever decision I made, but he really did make me feel not alone and made me feel he just really encouraged me to know that I was not going to be by myself through the process, and that is something that I'm so grateful to him for, because I don't know, I feel like Accutane has really changed my life and I am thankful for it. Acne is horrible, and I try to normalize, and I always will try to normalize the physical aspects of acne, because that's okay. Acne is normal and you are beautiful with or without your acne, but when I feel like things get really hard on you is mentally and emotionally, and I feel like that is when it's like, if you understand all the risks of Accutane and you're ready to do it, then do it. Like, let this be your sign, but just make sure you have talked to people, you've talked to your dermatologist, and you understand what you were potentially getting yourself into. Okay, so there was like a lot of similar questions that you guys asked, so hopefully I answered all of them. I think I'll end the video here. I hope this was very informative or helpful for you if you were looking at this kind of trying to make a decision on whether you were going to start Accutane or not. My advice would be read through the side effects, try to get a very non-biased opinion of Accutane, maybe ask somebody that has been through it and confide in your dermatologist or healthcare professionals. Try not to get too deep into the internet about Accutane because it can get scary. People like really say a lot of scary things, and I know that a lot of people have experienced that, but other people are just putting their opinion because they hear about what Accutane is and they know that it can be bad for your body, but birth control is bad for your body. Like, drinking is bad for your body, drinking soda is bad for your body, you know what I mean? Like, if you're looking into Accutane, you probably are getting to a point where you feel like there's no other options and your feelings are valid, so just make sure you talk through the pros and cons and side effects with it with somebody and look at it from a very non-biased and logistic perspective and make your decision off of that. I am here for you and I love you, and if you're going through and dealing with acne to the point where it's just messing with you emotionally and just being so draining, I am so sorry, and you're not alone. I promise you that, and things are temporary. This is temporary. Your acne is temporary, and it is gonna get better. Like, I promise you, it is gonna get better. You're gonna be okay, and you're gonna feel like yourself again. I've been there, and so have so many people in this community, so if you need to reach out to each other or reach out to me, just know that I'm always here for you. I love you, I love you. Don't forget to subscribe, follow my Instagram, TikTok. I also have a podcast. It's called With Love, Liliana. I'll put all the links in the description, and I'll link all the products that I mentioned as well. I hope this was helpful. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you for being here. I love you. Bye.